Hey, what's good? Your boy No Love just hitting you once again. Got another mini doc for you. Thought I would hit you with a little history on the homeboy Speedy Loc. If you don't know who he was, I'm going to give you a little breakdown. So I hope you enjoy this story. In the early 1990s, two brothers from Decoto, California would collaborate and become pioneers in the genre of rap known as homeboy rap, an underground collective of Northern California Latino gangster rappers. The brothers were named Andrew and Robert Munoz, or as you might know them, Speedy and Bugsy. The two brothers would create a sound reminiscent and inspired by early 80s rap groups like NWA and Two Live Crew. Both would start making an impact in rap around the early 1990s and finally hit the scene when Speedy Loc was featured on Players for Life around 93 to 94. At that time, there were not a lot of Chicano rappers, so they sent their demo into Darkroom Familia, who was a major presence in rap at the time, and that began their business relationship with DRF that would stretch from music making to movie making. At the time Speedy and Bugsy were making their dive into the rap game, a friend of theirs named Bandit would be paroled from prison and had aspirations to rap as well, so they came together to form the label Starz the Limit. Bandit would only feature on two albums, Cuete and Speedy Loc's first release, Cali Thuggin'. On January 29, 2000, 2 weeks after recording East Bay Riders, Bandit would be killed in a case that has never been solved. It was around this time Bugsy and Speedy would begin working on Speedy's first album, Cali Thuggin'. They would collaborate with Ghetto Line Productions, who had previously released the underground hit album Northern Ghetto Boys. Within a few years span, Bugsy and Speedy would create an underground buzz by being some of the first homeboy rappers to have an online chat room specifically geared towards their label and genre, and also because of their ability to independently promote their albums by traveling to different barrios across Northern California. During this period, Bugsy, who was the DJ, producer, and technical prodigy of the two, was recording for an underground DVD called Cali Thuggin'. After releasing a trailer for it online, the streets were buzzing even more in anticipation. One thing you really need to understand about this period was that this was the first time people were getting to see how their favorite rappers lived in the streets. There was no YouTubing your favorite artist, and in some cases it was extremely hard to even get in contact with your favorite artist, so these approaches were extremely revolutionary for the period. One thing that was different about Speedy and Bugsy that I mentioned was their ability to travel to these areas and promote their albums at major car shows, functions, and even in downtown San Jose on Cinco de Mayo or Mexican Independence Day. Around this era in the 1990s, gang violence was extremely prevalent, but their approach and willingness to sign artists from different barrios helped to unify these hoods who had beefed in some cases since the 1970s. The Tri-City area of Fremont, Union City, Newark, and even Hayward typically were not cities or barrios that got along at all, but because of this new era of rap, many came together to travel, promote, and work together. Sadly, at the peak of this entire movement, Speedy Loc would be diagnosed with lymphoma cancer and pass away on June 13, 2003 at Kaiser Hospital in Hayward. He was 24 years old. The news was shocking since not many people knew he was sick. Fortunately, Speedy would live to see the success of his first project, Cali Thuggin', which reached fans worldwide and would also help launch many of his friends' careers such as Tito B, Lil Coner, Mousy, 14 Caliber, and Big Oso Loc. In 2005, Speedy's second album would be posthumously released. It was entitled Still Cali Thuggin' and featured all of his label mates and a heartfelt tribute song in honor of him. On the track Starz the Limit Riders, you can actually hear a change in Speedy's voice, which was due to his being sick from cancer at the time. To this day, Speedy has sold and been streamed all across the world. I don't even think he would understand the impact he would have and how far his music would travel. Starz the Limit went on to release many albums over the years, but none would reach the success that Speedy would see. As of today, the Cali Thuggin' DVD has never been released, but it is still an underground myth for anyone who's ever been a fan of homeboy rap. People have literally been asking for it for over 20 years. Before Speedy's death, he was also due to release a compilation entitled Ghetto Ballin' that would have featured Woody, Lil Coner, Mousy, JT the Bigga Figga, and many more, but it was never released as well. Aside from Speedy's presence in the rap game, he was also a father, husband, son, and brother. Speedy enjoyed lowriding and was part of Dreaming Casually Car Club. Today, Speedy is buried at a cemetery in Hayward, California. It's been over 20 years since I hit a rap event or car show with Speedy, but one thing I saw in my travels was a homie who had aspirations and dreams to be big in rap. He was an extremely likable guy who was supported by many barrios and the ladies loved him. His presence was something that was new to Chicano culture, and that was homies rapping. In my eyes, I felt like he was extremely relatable to our gente because he was like that brother or cousin in your family. He looked and acted and dressed just like anybody of his time, and you saw him in so many people. It was the same as seeing their uncles or fathers in a rapper like Sir Dino. You see these people and they remind you of someone, so it's so much easier to relate to them. Starz the Limit continued for years after Speedy's death, and ripple effects were definitely created because the shows got bigger and went to so many states that have heard of Speedy. Within 20 years, his label mate Tito B had continued the legacy for him and performed at numerous events every year at shows across the West and Midwest. Sadly, Tito B would pass away in 2022. Today, Bugsy and Speedy Loc's son, Lil Speedy, continue the legacy for Starz the Limit.